What is your vision of God? To be more specific, what shaped your vision of God? In particular, what comes to your mind when you think of God delivering the Ten Commandments to Israel at Mount Sinai? Well, special effects have come a long way in the 60 plus years since they made the movie The Ten Commandments, but that movie was powerful in shaping my vision of God with a presentation of the Ten Commandments on Mount Sinai. Fortunately, they got it right that there was no visual representation of God. Instead, just the audible giving of the Ten Commandments. That's in Exodus 20 and Deuteronomy 5. But the sounds of thunder, the sight of the dark cloud, smoke, and fire that covered the mountain as it shook was impressive. Imagine what a big budget movie could do with it now. Well, Christian Bale butchered it in 2014's Exodus, Gods, and Kings, so never mind. In fact, the only part of that movie that was done well was the walls of water on both sides as Israel crossed the Red Sea on dry land. Anyway, there's probably no way to capture the power of that event for anyone who wasn't there when God spoke at Mount Sinai. So we just have to see it in our mind's eye. See the mountain covered in cloud and smoke and fire with flashes of lightning. Feel the concussion of the sounds and the quaking of the ground. Hear the sound of the thunder and the trumpets, and then suddenly hear God speak. I am Yahweh your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. Exodus 20, verse 2. It sends chills down my spine just thinking about it. It thrills me to describe it, but we must remember, the thunder and lightning and darkness and shaking ground were, in a sense, just special effects. A light show, if you will. But the real event was when God spoke. That was what filled the people with terror and caused them to beg Moses to talk to God so they would not have to hear God's voice and die. Speak to us yourself, and we will listen, but let not God speak to us, or we will die. Exodus 20, verse 19. The power of the visual was impressive, but the most powerful and frightening part was in hearing the voice of God. Moses gave a little more detail when he reminded them they heard the voice of God and said they didn't want to hear it anymore unless they die in Deuteronomy 5, verses 22 through 27. As powerful as that event was, God had something more powerful prepared for his people. Jesus and the church. In Hebrews 12:18 through 29, we're told that Christians have not come to Mount Sinai. Instead, we've come to Mount Zion, the city of God, the heavenly Jerusalem, the church of the firstborn, to Jesus, the mediator of a better covenant. In him, we find God's amazing power displayed in the power to forgive sin. That's the vision of God we need today. I hope it's yours. And I hope these morning minutes in the Bible help you see God, and that you will come back tomorrow for another Morning Minutes in the Bible. Until then, this is James McClenny hoping you have a great day.